Hi, this is Doug with Aytwit Engineering, and today I'm going to show you how to roll a boulder up a small hill. So I wanted to make this video since it looks like we're all going to hell soon, and I hear that this is a popular punishment there. So I figure why not get some practice in now. And also, as they say, a boulder a day keeps the doctor away, so why not delay eternal damnation for as long as possible. Now, rabid fans of this channel will recognize this boulder here. If you recall, I dug this out of the ground with my kids on the other side of my property. And then I loaded it up onto a one-car boulder sleigh and drove it about 50 yards or meters across my property to where it sits right now. And then this smaller boulder right here, I moved this into place using my ratchet rock sled. So you can see how that roughly works. But please check out all those videos. The links are in the description. Now, I'm going to be rolling the smaller boulder first. I'm going to be rolling it up to take its rightful place on Fairy Tale Trail, which is a boulder-lined trail that I'm making through the woods. Again, see the link in the description for some videos on that. And note, this slope may look like nothing, especially on camera, but trust me, the slightest incline when you're rolling boulders all day will make itself known. I reckon this is at its steepest, maybe 10 degrees, which is plenty enough added challenge to rolling a boulder. Now, if you want a boulder body like me, form is very important. And really, if you want to be doing this all day without tweaking your back or your joints or anything, doing it safely and efficiently, it's all about the form. So straddle the boulder, get a nice deep squat, hips and nips fully activated. In fact, you want every muscle in your body to be engaged here. So just check in with literally every muscle, even your toes, even your face. Get everything ready here. You want your body acting as one unit. And keep a neutral spine, chin tucked. Get your kind of praying mantis arms ready. See how deep I am here? Now come up using mostly your glutes, but again, every muscle in your body, try to keep it activated. Oh. So you get it up halfway, and then wedge your arms, your wrists really, on the inside of your thighs, near your knees, and then complete with a hip thrust. So I got it 90 degrees. So if I try to act that out without the boulder real quick, it's coming up to here and then wedging your wrists right here and then finishing with your hips. So your arms are really just the grips mostly. So let's get another flip in if we can. Good. Now what's going to happen pretty fast is that you're going to find there is a side of the boulder where it's hard to flip it. For whatever reason, it might be the weight distribution, it might be that you can't find good grips. So you have two options in this situation. You're trying to make a straight line to your boulder's destination, obviously, but what you can do instead is zigzag your way there, right? So let's say a boulder, let's say it has like 8 different ways it can be flipped. Every boulder is different depending on how symmetrical it is and whatever. 4 of those ways might be easy with your grips and the weight distribution of the boulder. And the other form might be difficult, but you can manage to zigzag your way to your destination. That obviously takes a little more work. Another way is to just simply spin the boulder to an easier side. So that's what I'll try to do right here. So let's see if it's a little easier now. Nope, I got harder. Keep spinning. Yep, there we go. This is on the steepest incline, so it's getting really hard here. If you want to get real advanced, you can even put a small rock onto where the boulder is going to settle, and that'll make it even easier to spin. But I haven't had great luck with that. That takes a bit of coordination. So anyway, let me finish getting this boulder into place, and we'll move on to the bigger one. This is what you want your hands to look like after rolling a boulder. A little bit of mud, a little bit of blood. Even though it's chilly out, my hands are pumping heat right now. In general, I feel like I could just rip that boulder apart instead of rolling it. Alright, it's getting a bit chilly out here, so I apologize, I had to cover up the guns. For the big boulder here, we're going to need some simple tools. So first, as always, my 20-pound iron pry bar comes with me everywhere. Here I also fashioned a poking stick. It's kind of like a shuffleboard stick. You can see how the prongs are here for pushing rocks. You'll see how that's used in a second. You need at least 2 stackable rocks. This is going to be the fulcrum for your prying. Then you need 2 rollable rocks. Yeah, I'll just get to it here. So first, you can see the boulder is kind of in a, well, I need to rotate it a bit, just like I did with the other boulder. So let's see if I can do that by hand. Oh. All right, it's heavy enough that, let's get the pry bar involved. So here, just pop it in the ground. All right, it's in good position now. You will mess up your lawn a bit. Okay, now, so I'm putting 1 rock in front of the boulder, as you can see. The idea here is, instead of using your own arms to get it to that balance point where you can further just flip it over pretty easily, you're ratcheting the rock up. If you remember how I got this boulder out of the ground in the first place, kind of similar, but it's a little easier since the boulder is already out of a hole. So you can see how far the boulder got up already. What you're going to do, remember, when you push down your pry bar, open hands like you're feeding a horse, because this horse bites. If the pry bar slips out of alignment and you're grabbing it like this, your hands are going to bash on the ground. And if there's a rock there, that's really going to hurt. So what I do is sit down and try to roll
one of these rolling rocks under the boulder. Yeah. I didn't get a good throw there, so I'm taking my pushing stick. And we have the boulder propped up like this. So once it's propped, let's go ahead and see if we can roll it by hand yet. Oh, hey, nice. We didn't have to use the second rock there. But we'll see if we have to later. Yeah, this time looks like I can spin it by hand. Again, every side of the boulder is going to be different. Yeah, so now it's on a side where it's impossible for me, as strong as I am, to roll it by hand, so we have to ratchet it again. Yeah. I'm going to try to roll the smaller rolling rock underneath. Alright, I could try to lift it by hand now, but let's just say it's too heavy. What do we do now? This is where the second prying rock comes in. So our fulcrum is a little bit higher now. You can see we can get the rock that much higher. Now I'm going to take my larger rolling boulder here and try to roll it in underneath. Yeah. All right, that should be high enough. So that's the basic technique there, using 2 stackable fulcrum rocks and 2 rolling rocks with your poking stick to get it to that balance point where you can then push it by hand. So let me finish getting this boulder in place and we'll wrap up. that's it. I did have a little bit of trouble with this little hill there, and there's a dip and another little hill. Messed up a little bit, but here's the Boulder's rightful place on Fairy Tale Trail, alongside a bunch of other massive boulders that I've dug up from the ground over the years. You can see the bonus technique I showed there of walking the boulder. That only really works when there's a slight downhill grade, such as there is here. Just a few degrees, but it makes all the difference. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful to you. I'm going to fix up the rocks that were displaced by these two bad boys. Get Fairy Tale Trail back into its sinuous, sexy shape. Until then, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.